been awesome.
I'm recording as we're talking because I mean
All right.
that's stuff that I want everyone to know. So, that this is essentially we're gonna have a podcast with you alone, just not a part of the series now.
Right,
But
right.
we're gonna
You gotta get me
we'll have
on,
it
man.
on. We're gonna get you on, but
I've been waiting for a long time now. Over a
well,
year to get on the podcast. I'm patiently waiting. But
yeah, it sounds familiar
no,
and a lot of things. You've got to be patient.
yeah, no worries, no worries, Adam.
Oh my
Whenever I
goodness.
get on, I get on. But hey, I appreciate you having me for this new series we're doing.
Yes,
It's gonna
sir.
be
So
awesome.
that's where we're starting it. So what's good is Out on a Limb, hosted by me, Adam Michalesko. And this is Sean O'Byrne. And I'm just gonna say, I mean, Sean, you want to say it or you want me to say it? What we're doing here?
Nah, you can introduce it.
We are starting a whole new thing, and it's a working title. We're gonna call it the Inspirational Series, or we could say Inspirational Stories. But we're we're gonna it's a working title. So if this gets a lot of views and there's comments and whatnot, I'm trying to make the light better. I gotta fix this. But yeah, if you guys, Sean, do you want to explain or do you want me to explain how we got all started?
Yeah, I mean, so um, just to kind of let you guys know, me and Adam, we've been friends for a while now. But more recently, like we've just been having a lot of heart-to-heart conversations, and really, me and Adam, we have similar mindsets and the ways we think. Like we're two highly motivated individuals, and it's crazy. But we're really focused on being successful in our own lives and what we have going on. And we were just talking about just motivational, inspirational stuff, and then Adam, you like came up with the idea, like, wait a second, like we should do a series on like this, because
Well, what I'm trying to go with is whenever me and Sean talk, like I'm saying, we have literally like hour to 2 hour conversations sometimes. Like,
yeah,
and
it's crazy.
this has been over like a couple months now, and like we're just close, and we just hit it off, and it's good when you can bounce back off a good friendship. Excuse me, with similar situations, not similar situations, but similar mindsets, and it's funny because whenever we talk, we always mention an inspirational story like The Rock or Conor
Hmm.
McGregor or as recent as literally Steph Curry hitting his game or his NBA history three. Did you watch that?
Yeah, yeah.
I was trying to get
No,
that.
I'm
No?
my TV is buffering on me.
Oh,
The Wi-Fi here is ridiculous.
it's doo
So
doo.
did did he beat it?
Yeah,
Did he beat
he
it?
literally tied it within like the first shot. He missed. I think he missed the second one, and then on his third one in the first quarter, just fade away,
Man,
drain three, and someone guarding him.
that is crazy. Passing
Yeah,
Ray
like
Allen.
so we're gonna do a more detailed podcast on him because that's the whole point of this. But
Hmm.
as an initiation or an initial intro, I guess we'll explain, a little about ourselves. People who have watched this channel have known about me. I have not really fully said everything of what I'm doing on here just because I was trying to wait for the vlogs to come out. But my dumb ass, it's very time consuming, and I do a lot of stuff, so it gets hard to do. But Sean, we're gonna have an actual podcast with you too because I don't know if you see, but look at his shirt, Out in a Limb. I'm wearing an Out in a Limb shirt.
Out on the limb.
This was the very first shirt I promoted up until now. Now it's the second drop within under a year, which is awesome, and it's doing pretty good so far. So somebody who I've never met before just bought a shirt, and he actually reached out to me over Twitter, and I couldn't be more appreciative of him. Um, everybody who gets a shirt gets a thank you letter as well. And that guy's gonna get a special one just because it was the first one, which is pretty cool. But regardless, this intro or this series is what we want to do is, since we're always mentioning all these people, and that's when we were talking today, and I was like, well, shit, Sean, like shouldn't we just like create content? Like because I'm literally preaching to him all the time
Yeah.
about creating content for art, and he's gonna explain more about that. But this is essentially, oh geez, my board for things I should do in the day just fell. But,
Uh,
I'll fix it. But it's like literally like we have all these conversations and we're like, why are we not creating content out of this? Because the
yeah,
world kind of sucks sometimes, a lot. People are very negative.
it's
People live it.
yeah.
Yeah, keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, Adam, I hate to cut you off there, but like you said, man, life is tough.
Yeah,
It will, it will beat you up if you let it. But I think
yeah.
the most important thing is to keep rolling with the punches. Um, if you get knocked down, keep getting up. No matter how many times you get knocked down in life, just continue to get up, continue to
Uh,
push through whatever you're going through. That's the mindset you have to have. You know,
it's incredible. Like, and we're talking about it all the time, and so why not create content out of this? Why not try to see if people see this to have a place for to listen to an inspirational story and then hear our
right?
reactions to it, and for people who are very motivated, and I hope the hope
Hmm.
is maybe this could help people too.
Yeah,
Like people live these lives of like you have to follow a certain system or criteria, and some people
right.
there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people love living life like that, and that's fine. That's there's no judgment at all. But
Hmm.
there's people who I know are upset with how their lives are, and so if any way this podcast or this series could help, why not? And if not on top of that, it's motivating. I know it's motivating me. Like when we talk about this stuff, I know it's gonna motivate you.
Yeah, no, this is awesome, Adam. It's
Yeah,
funny that you mentioned that, but yeah, I was like, when we'd have these conversations, I was like, man, I wish we'd have some way to record some of this stuff because
yeah,
it just, after our conversations, like it just gets me motivated and
yeah.
pumped. But yeah, no, I'm super excited for this series. I think we got something good here, you
I
know?
think it's a good idea because I don't know of anybody doing this.
Yeah, no, I don't, not to my knowledge.
Yeah.
So,
And who knows if it gets big, we'll have, like we talked about earlier on the phone, the goal is to get our names big for what we do and
right.
whatnot, become household names in a good way and spread inspiration and whatnot. But what would be funny is the people we talk about, if they hadn't appeared about this and we get them on the podcast, which would be pretty funny.
No, have some guest appearances. That'd be awesome
Yeah.
for sure.
And I know other people who love this type of stuff, so maybe we can get some guests on here too.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
but yeah, so I guess we'll just start off like this, Sean. Do you want to talk about a little bit what you do and what your goals and mindset is?
Yeah. So, um, I am a art education major at Penn State University. Currently a senior, and I also minor in art. Um, and art has always been a big passion of mine. Um, it's always something that I've always kind of came back to, um, and it's always been something I've been really good at. And I've had people tell me, that I have that talent. People have seen that and told me. But and I'm just going to give you a little kind of inside um, about my life. But it's crazy because when you're growing up as a kid, you usually have a lot of people that support you and kind of whatever your passion is, right? But by the time I got to, high school, um, that's when you really kind of become like self-conscious, about what other people, are saying about you and, telling you what you should and should not do. And it's crazy, but I had a teacher who I really, respected and admired, that told me that, I can't make money, you know, doing art. And the crazy thing is, like, I believed him because he was somebody that I, you know, had a lot of respect for. So fast forward a little bit when I decided to apply to Penn State. I wasn't originally an art education major. I was actually majoring in kinesiology because another one of my passions in life is fitness. I am a health and fitness
I can't tell
fanatic.
you. You're looking pretty small, Sean. Come on. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But that's also been a really big passion of mine. And so when I got to Penn State, I was majoring in kinesiology. And um, the crazy thing was, in my first biology class, I absolutely hated it, and so I ended up dropping the major. And, it was crazy because, like, this is supposed to be something that I love to do. Like, fitness is a, big part of me and who I am. And, that just kind of left me, wondering, like, what's my purpose in life, right? Um, but so my advisor, during this time when I was taking kinesiology classes, I was taking an art class, and it was like an intro art class, like one of those, classes that you need to take, as part of a general
Gen Ed.
education.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, my advisor, she was seeing a lot of the work I was putting out in this art
Hmm.
class, and she was like, Sean, you've got some serious talent. And every time that you talk about your artwork, like, I could see the passion in your eyes when you talk about it. So, like, why not go for it? And so I did. I decided to just, go all in on my art. And, it's always been something that I've been really, super passionate about my entire life. And I was like, are we allowed to curse on here, Adam?
Hey, this is we're gonna whatever. You could do whatever.
All right, but pardon my French, but I was like, fuck it, I'm going all in. And once I did that, you know, so I went all in. I decided to go for art education, because even majoring in kinesiology, I had the thought process of becoming a teacher.
Yeah.
I always kind of have that mindset or that mentality to kind of give back, um, and kind of inspire the next generation. Um, so I was like, well, why not become an art teacher? Um, and my mom was also a teacher as well, so I think she played a big role, kind of inspiration for me to go into teaching. But so I just decided to go all in on art, and to be honest with you, I think it was the greatest thing I ever did.
Well, I
Um,
mean, plug the. Do you have a social media for it right now? So you got to
I
plug
do,
that right now.
I do. Uh, the notorious SO art. I don't know, is there like a place we could kind of?
I'll edit it and put it
I'm
in.
sure we could edit it in there, but
Yeah.
yeah, I started my art Instagram uh, during the pandemic,
Yeah.
because there wasn't a lot to do. So I was like, you know, fuck it, let's make an art Instagram,
Well, you know what?
and that's the biggest thing for me, Adam, is trying to make a name for myself, and
Hmm.
trying to get recognized as an artist, and just finding different ways of doing that. Networking is a big thing,
Hmm.
um, super huge. And that's always something that I try to do, even at Penn State, is just continue to network, continue to ask questions, continue to be curious, reach out to whoever, that's always kind of been my mindset. Because if you can make that connection with somebody, chances are they're going to remember you.
Mm-hmm.
And, when they see that you're, genuine and you're passionate about what you do, they're going to respond to that. And they're going to be like, wow, this guy actually really cares. Why not, help him succeed in any way that I can. So, yeah, that was a lot
Well,
right there.
it was, but it's a good thing, and
It was
it's
good.
cool. It's cool that you're obviously going for it, and
Yeah.
um, and then I guess I'll give a little bit of background of myself, even though majority of people already know. But I gotta announce it. I gotta announce it on this podcast. But I'm gonna post this before I announce the vlogs and whatnot. But um, so last year I got into professional baseball. It was my first year of doing that. And that was, and I'm a left-handed pitcher. It's a really cool thing. It was in the independent league. So now the mindset is try to work your way up and get signed. I just turned 24, so it's a really, really slim possibility, but it's all about how much work I'm putting in. Then you gotta hopefully get noticed, and then,
Hmm.
um, I got this with the vlog podcast brand. Thanks to Sean with some of his work. Um, but so we got that, and then I'm working with ESPN Fox Sports. I'm working the Eagles game this weekend against Washington.
Nice, nice.
So I'm doing that type of stuff, and then I want to get into modeling and acting and real estate and then some business ideas. Like it's like I want to do all this stuff, and it's a lot. And I was actually on the phone with Sean after, or right after, or yeah, before this, and it's like it's scary because of the uncertainty of everything. It's a
Hmm.
scary thing to think about, but um, and it doesn't help that when people are negative about stuff, people can either be making fun of you, which that stuff doesn't bother me. That's you know people either jealous or they're not about their life or whatever. They sometimes you just don't want to see people succeed. Actually, as we're talking about American Underdog, the Kurt Warner story is on commercial right now. but
Yeah.
but
I was going
but
to mention that too, Adam. Um,
yeah.
in your situation, with being older, uh, Kurt Warner, people were telling him that, because of his age, that he
Well,
wouldn't make it. And look where he is.
Well, it's so funny when you think about this stuff because it's when people are negative or they tell you to be realistic and you got to start making more money and all this stuff. And look, I'm making
Hmm.
money. I'm doing that. It's not like I'm being dumb
Right.
and baseball is my only option. I'm making other options and I'm doing stuff to make myself money, get other options. And I know I'm going to get to the point soon where I'm going to be 25, 26, where they start got to literally pay for everything and you're on your own essentially. And eventually.
Yeah.
I'm actively looking for a place on my own and whatnot, and not actively, but I guess I want to get to a place, where I'm on my own and whatnot, and because independence is key and whatnot. But it's just a hard because it's a hard balance between everything. I'm looking at all this stuff, and then I want to do other stuff, and
Hmm.
I was just talking to someone about this today, and it's like I'm not mad about myself at myself, and people can look at what I'm trying to do and say that's fucking awesome, or it's or they're like, come on, like just get a job type of thing, and that's a lot of people's mindsets and
Yeah.
stuff, and that bothers me because yes, I'm gonna make money, but I want to try to do it my way. I don't want to get a job and be miserable. I don't want to do that. I had an opportunity for a job and it wasn't gonna work out for me. And actually, the person who interviewed me for the job was for a local station out in Wisconsin. Um, local TV station. This was last year, and as I'm doing the interview, he loved me. He thought I was awesome, and which was
Oh,
really
wow.
cool. But I told him everything I'm doing, and he kind of told me at the end. He was the word of advice. He was like, he was, he was like, just continue doing what you're doing, dude. You're gonna be successful. Like it was funny as shit. He essentially told me to turn down the job offer,
That's
and
that's crazy. That
it's the funniest thing. Like it made me laugh a lot, and so like
Yeah, that
it's
is
like you gotta
crazy.
believe it. You gotta believe in yourself though, because if you're not believing in yourself, who's gonna believe in yourself?
Exactly. And that's another thing too, is you've you've got one shot at life,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to make the most of it.
Right.
You've got to take your best shot at life.
Yeah, and
And
what's the point of, you never want to. Me personally, I never want to live a what if in my life. Like, what if I did this,
right,
or what if I did, like, that bothers the shit out of
exactly.
me. I cannot do that to myself.
Yeah, no, you're always you never want to feel full of regret or wondering what if I would have done this, what if I would have done that. You know, just do it. Whatever your passion is in life, whatever goals, dreams that you have, do it and
Mm-hmm.
do it now. Don't put it off till tomorrow because tomorrow's not promised.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever it is you want to do, just do it. And live life to the fullest. Live each day, um, to the fullest. Like I said, live. For me, I say this a lot, but I try to be better than the person I was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's 1% better. I try to be. I say this a lot, Adam, as you know, but for the audience at home, um, my my main goal in life is to be the best version of myself I could be.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's being the best artist that I can be, the best athlete that I can be, the best teacher I could be, the best person I could be, the best friend that I could be. Whatever it is, I try to be the best version of me. And
Mm-hmm.
I try to be really genuine and authentic with people. And, what you see is what you get. I am a very, open and honest person. Um, and that's just how I live my life,
And
and
it's incredible.
yeah, and I try to, um, I try to stay positive each day, and it's tough, right? Because, like we said at the beginning of this episode, life can be tough. Especially these past 2 years. I think for a lot of people, a lot of people out there can relate, but it's been a tough 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
For me, you know,
Yeah.
it's been tough. But you have to find something to hold on to, um, that's gonna make you happy,
Right.
that you could look forward to each day. Whether it's some people like to exercise, so doing that each day, or maybe it's making art, right? And doing that each day, or I don't know, maybe you like to spend time with family, friends, whatever it is. Give yourself something to look forward to each
Right.
day. And you have to make time for yourself.
Yeah.
I think self-care is extremely important. You have to make time for yourself and you have to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And I wholeheartedly believe that.
Well, it's you have to, because one, you have to respect yourself, because if you don't respect yourself, who's gonna respect you? Um,
Exactly.
and it's like, we're young thinking this way, which I am very happy about, because that's only going to benefit us for the future and our future wives and all that good stuff. But like, the mindset is to be successful. Like, I know you
Hmm.
want this too, because we've talked about this, but like, the mindset is like, yes, I want everything to hit that I'm working on. Like, that'd be the coolest thing in the world. And
Yeah.
it's very possible. It's scary because chances are it's not, and that's a scary part. But there's but you put in the mindset that, to the universe, law of attraction and all that good stuff. You put
Hmm.
in that you want, you're gonna work your ass off, and so I mean, it's baseball is a very slim shot, especially me being 24 as a lefty and working my ass off, and I have the proper movement. I'm, it's a good situation, but it's scary.
Right.
You just don't know. But that's but it doesn't help when people are negative and telling you to quit or to just get a job and have a backup plan. Yes, have a backup plan, but also work towards stuff. Literally, this will be. I'll mention this guy. I forget his name, but he's the current long snapper for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'll have to send you this story but
Yeah, definitely.
it'll be someone we'll hit on this podcast. But he'll have his episode or whatever. But he was trying to live his goal, like we are, like no, like
Mhm.
people busted me the other day for saying no dreams, just goals, but because they're like a dream is the goal, and I was like, well, I like to say goal, it's more impactful. But this guy was trying to live out his dream or goal, and um, so he had his full-time finance job or whatever he was doing, making the money. But after work every day, he would go work out. He would go practice his long snap. And then just one day randomly, he got a call. He got noticed, or he went to a tryout or whatever, got noticed, and literally just won the Super Bowl with Tom Brady in Tampa Bay last year as the long snapper. And
That's
it's like
awesome.
you hear stuff like that. It's like, what the heck? Like, why? Like
I,
it's so possible.
yeah, I mean, you just have to. Here's the thing: you have to continue to be consistent,
Yeah.
right? Whatever it is you're doing, it could be sports, art, whatever it is. Try to do it every day.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, because continuing to build upon those talents that you already have, it all adds up, right? And
Right.
if you're doing this, and you're working on whatever your passion is every single day,
Mm-hmm.
you are going to be a step above everyone else. And one of my favorite people, Kobe Bryant, right, talks about his Mamba mentality, right? And he lived by that.
Mm-hmm.
And he would train religiously for basketball. And the thing that really kind of separated Kobe from everyone else was his work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody nobody was putting in the work that he was putting in.
Right.
Getting up, at 4 a.m. and, having, 1, 2, 3, like he would get up at like 4 a.m., get a workout in, then he'd go rest. Then, 7, 8 o'clock, he'd be back at it again, rest, noon, back at it again. Like nobody was doing that.
And no,
And
and he taught Julius Randle, who he's always been good, Julius Randle on the Knicks, but
yeah,
he talked to Julius Randle before he passed away, and what he told Julius Randle is what you just said: get early, get before like everyone, and you
yeah,
get into a town late. Make sure you go to he said even though you're tired of shit, make sure you go to a high school gym, put up shots before you go to bed. You got to make 1,000 shots or whatever before you go.
mhm,
And Julius Randle literally had his best year of his career last year, and he's continuing that pace right
yeah.
now.
I mean, and that's the one thing is the results will show for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're putting in the work every single day, you know, the talent that you have, that work is going to show itself.
Yeah.
And, I wholeheartedly believe that. Whatever it is you do, I try to, whether it's art, training, working out, whatever it is, I try to do that every single day.
Yeah.
I'm somebody that, works out 6 times a week. Um, and I take pride in that.
As
You
you
know,
should.
I seriously, like I don't, I don't, like to gloat. I'm not showing off or anything. That's just something I love to do. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to do it, as often as I can. Same with art. I try to do that every single day, even if it's, just if I only have time to do like a sketch or something,
Mm-hmm.
but I try to do it every single day. And like I said, that work ethic, you know, you can't you can't buy that. You can't you know what I mean? Like you're not born with that. Everyone says like you're born with talent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe everybody has their own purpose in life, whatever it is.
Right.
But um you've got to be willing to put in the work. If you want to be great at something, you've got to work hard at it. It doesn't matter what it is. You have to be willing to put in the work,
Right.
and some people, they come in, you know, people are telling them that, hey, you're really talented at this. And, you hear that a lot, that praise. Um, but the important thing is, to keep working, right?
Right. I
It's always good to receive that praise and that recognition, but don't let it get to your head
right.
and think that you're too good, that
Well,
you don't have to work hard. No, continue to work your ass off, right? Continue to work as if you're the 15th player on the bench, at a basketball game. Continue to work your ass off like, you're still trying to make a name for yourself. Continue continue to work. I think
mm-hmm.
it all revolves around having a great work ethic and being consistent. It's so
Right.
important.
Well, look. I mean, look at Steph Curry. Literally came out of nowhere. Was not supposed to be good. Was not supposed to do anything. And even though his dad was really famous for shooting threes, and his brother is really good, but as they're replaying this right now, like the dude literally just made game or NBA history after not knowing, what was going to happen in his life. And
And
but
that's
he's
phenomenal.
famous. And he's famous for saying it. Or last year, I was actually was working out watching one of their games because he was on my fantasy team at that point, and well, he was the whole year last year. But anyway, he was famous, or he said that he hates putting in work in the off season. Like he hates knowing he has to go to work out and everything, but he does it because he knows to be the greatest, you got to put in the work. So we're not
Exactly.
saying to, we're not trying to preach, to go do something, but like if you want to do something that you're passionate about, if you're living your life right now and you're fine with whatever you're doing, that's awesome. I'm happy you're happy, but for the
Yeah.
people who want to do better for themselves and want to, focus on their passions, don't be afraid to put in that work because that's the only way you're going to be successful. Literally, there's apparently, I just saw this. I don't know if you saw it. I think last week I saw news about it that there's people calling it's called quit talk. Like for TikTok, there's people quitting their jobs on TikTok, and because they're realizing that they don't want that they're miserable at their job and they don't like it, and they're quitting because they want to focus on their passions. And I was like, that's kind of cool, actually. Like,
Yeah,
sucks you're
no, that's
quitting, but that's cool.
yeah, no, but I think people are really starting to be aware that, you know, you've got to be happy in life, and
hmm
it's one thing, if you're trying to make money and you're trying to support yourself and your family, but if you're not going to bed every day and you're not happy, that to me is probably the worst feeling in the world, is
Yeah.
just being miserable. And it it's a shame to see people and it's like they're just, miserable.
hmm
And you know I would never want to live that way.
No, there you
Never.
never you. Why would you want to be miserable the rest of your life? You want to be happy, and when
Right.
you're like me, person, when I'm with someone, I want to make sure they have a smile at the end on their face at the end of the day. Like you had a great
Right. Right.
conversation. That's cool shit.
Yeah, no. I try to, even if, giving somebody, like, I try to give somebody a compliment, you know, each day, even if it's just something small. Like, to, and that, compliment can go a long way. Like, that can make somebody's day.
You never know. You never
And
know what someone else is going through either. You gotta
exactly,
stop and think.
you never know what somebody else is going through.
Yeah,
They could be having, the shittiest day, week, month, year, whatever it is. But, you know, if I can make somebody's, life better, even
by
if it's
simple.
just for, a small moment, that to me, that's what life's all about. Life's all about giving back and really helping others and, seeing other people um, do
Succeed.
well in life. You want to see
That's
other people succeed in life.
the whole
And
point of. I'm sorry, keep going.
yeah, no, you could go at them.
No, I was just gonna say that's the whole point of you know finding the true friends in life and the true friendships like me and you have, and like it's about finding like I
Yeah,
tell you all the time on the
yeah,
phone and my other friends. I am actively looking for my proper entourage, and I have a list of people who I in my entourage. And when I say it's my entourage, I'm also in their entourage. I want to be as bad as they want to see me succeed. I want to see them succeed, and if we can help each other in any way possible, why not
yeah,
do that? That's
yeah,
you want to have that good people in your life. And here's another person I'm just going to name because we're gonna I want to talk about him. Stone Cold Steve Austin. He had a crazy biography, and dude literally when this was back when wrestling wasn't big, it wasn't on
hmm,
TV and whatnot, and he's just starting
right,
up. And the dude was literally on the road making jack shit money, literally nothing, pretty much nothing. And he had enough to buy tuna and bread. And at breakfast, lunch, and dinner for I don't know if it was weeks or months or even a year, that was all he was eating: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And his mom would ask him if he needs anything, and he's like, just send me some money for tuna or whatever he said. But but then look where he went to. He's a multi-millionaire doing this. Like it's like he believed
yeah,
himself when people were probably like, quit because what are you doing? But like that's the life. Like that's what we're trying to preach. Like there's so many people who just prove it, and everyone has their own path. Everybody's path is going to be different. You don't have to follow someone's
hmm,
path. This is just inspirational stuff that helps us talk. I know it helps me talk about it because I get pumped after this, and makes me want to do stuff and motivates me. But for everybody has their different paths. Everyone's going to do something different to get to the top or however you get there. Like Justin Bieber literally sang on YouTube and got noticed singing on the what I mean, on the street or whatever. And now look where he's at. Like it's like everybody has their different paths.
hmm,
I'm living a different path that hopefully amounts to something, and you're doing the same thing with art. And that's what's so cool about this. That's why I'm really excited about this series.
yeah. No, I'm super excited for this too because, like, if we could reach just one person and we can motivate them,
As much as we're
that
motivating ourselves.
that would be amazing, man.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, like that's why we decided to do this series
Literally
is
an
like,
hour or two ago.
yeah,
That's
which
what,
is crazy. But like that's another thing too, is like don't wait to do something. Like let's do it now. Like
yeah.
that's literally what we did. We were literally like, let's do this.
I wanted to do
Because
it while we were watching Steph Curry hit his final shot and get our reaction, but I had to take a shower because I came back from a workout, so I'm sorry about that.
yeah, no, but I mean that's really what I think, this series is gonna be all about is
well,
motivating people.
yeah, and Sean, I mean, if you could zoom in on your shirt a little bit, I'll zoom on my shirt or walk up to the camera maybe. What does it say on the bottom? It
Everyone has a
has a
story.
story. Yes, everyone has a story, and if we can somehow make a story out of something, like we're forming a story right now, where
Yeah.
we're doing stuff that, it's funny because like we're doing this, but we're also following our story. This is not our uh, goal or something to be famous for talking about other people. Our goal is to be the
Yeah.
people that people want to talk about and inspire, and also, but this is helping us motivate. Everyone has a story, and if you could, if it, however that story forms for you to be successful, you could be on this channel too, or
Yeah.
or we could be on someone else's future channel copying this idea.
Yeah, no, I think this is just like you said, Adam. Everyone has a story.
Yeah.
And that's what, I'm really looking forward to with this series is, we're going to see, everyone's path and how, the road they took.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, going on a different path, and I think that's, what's cool about it is everyone's story is going to be different.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
there's definitely going to be, crossover. But, just to kind of see how somebody, made it, especially if they're coming from nothing, and that's, I think the number one thing that we could relate back to, like everyone's story, is they went out on a limb and they took risks and they went for their best shot at life. And I was, I just saw this post from Nas, and he was talking about how he never had a 9 to 5 job. It was always music, and that's something that he, put his whole life into, his heart and soul. That's all he knew, and he put himself into his work, and that's all he knew.
And that's another person we'll have to talk about. Like that is so incredible. Like you literally
Yeah,
believe, like Conor McGregor is another one that we'll talk about. Like
I
all
mean,
these people,
we're gonna have like a long list of people, but it's
which
gonna be
is
fun.
awesome. It could literally, and then what I was thinking about doing is, yeah, I don't know if, I think I know you see my podcast, but I always say like, what's your song of the day and whatnot, what you're feeling. But for this podcast specifically, maybe we can do what's your inspirational song of the day or something that maybe you've heard, like one that comes to mind right now, Fort Minor, Remember the Name, like
Oh,
that's
it's a great one.
and then maybe at the end of the podcast, like because I'm looking at my vision board, like what's your inspirational quote of the day?
Ooh, I
Because
like that.
my top one is, it's right on my vision board right here, but it says set a goal so high, or set a goal so big that if you achieve it, it'll blow your mind. Like that, to me, that's freaking incredible. Like
That's
we could do
awesome.
one, we could do it the one in the beginning of the podcast, one at the end of the podcast.
Yeah, I think
Either,
that'd be awesome.
yeah, but we could, but like this is not just going to detail athletes. It's going to detail musicians and actors, actresses, people from different
Yeah,
countries who believe in themselves. Like anybody who,
anyone from, different backgrounds, you
mm-hmm,
know, men and women,
mm-hmm,
like just getting the whole spectrum of people
believe,
and,
yeah,
sharing their stories and talking about, their stories. And I'm super excited. Like, I know you're excited. I'm
I'm pumped.
excited.
I'm pumped.
I
We're
think
gonna be hitting on a lot of
this
people,
is gonna
bro.
be awesome.
I think
I
it's cool.
really,
Well, we know of one. I guess we both watch a lot of stuff because considering we always reference people. So like
yeah.
I
I'm
was.
always like throwing these references and things. I'm like,
Well, you know what? When we were on the phone before I said this idea, I was honestly thinking to myself, I was like, what I want to start doing is maybe listening to someone's story in the morning, like just for like 10, 15 minutes and see how they, and like pump me up for the day, or, like, I forget his name. I wrote it. I know he said a famous quote, but it was like, when you want to breathe as bad as you want to succeed, then you'll be successful. Like it's like cool shit like that. Like it's like I think this is a great idea.
I know who you're talking about, Adam.
Eric something, I think.
Eric Thomas. I want to say it's Eric
Yes,
Thomas, but let
yeah, I
me
think
look
it's
it up
Eric.
real quick
I think it's Eric Thomas.
for the viewers at home
It's Eric
because
Thomas.
I follow him. Yeah, it's Eric Thomas,
Yeah,
and I follow him on Instagram, and I love his shit because he gets you pumped, man, and
yeah.
that's what I love
Well,
about.
do you know
It's
David Goggins,
doesn't sound. Oh yeah, yes.
the
Now
military
she
guy? Yeah,
mentioned it. Yeah,
he's a freak. He's awesome. Like it's like there's all these cool people we can reference and talk about their stories and have our
yeah.
reaction to it. And I don't know of anyone else doing this on YouTube, so I think this is another cool thing.
No, I think.
Or anywhere.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody's doing this. And that's
Yeah,
what I think is really cool because, not only are we going to be talking about, other people's stories, but we're also going to be bringing in like our own perspectives and, you know, our own journeys, you know,
yeah,
with us trying to succeed. Um, but no, I love this. Like, and I am such like this is my shit, Adam. Like motivational, inspirational stuff, like
yeah.
quotes, whatever it is. Like I love this shit because I've had people tell me like, Sean, you should do motivational speaking. Like I just I love this. This
Oh,
is my
I mean,
stuff, man.
this is our spiel. I mean, this is perfect. We obviously, I think we're going to be talking a lot as we go, with this series, but we could be talking more. We can literally be on this podcast for 3+ hours or
I
literally all
know.
day.
It's crazy. We could go on. Like I said,
But,
like
well,
you said, Adam, with our phone calls, like sometimes it's like, 2 hours and we've been talking to each other. But I think we're just really passionate about this stuff,
well, it's cool
you know?
because well, that's what motivates me. I know when I hear stuff, I'm like, well, shit, like Derek Jeter, another one, like freaking incredible. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
he like I heard a story personally from somebody who knew him that the dude was instead of going to parties and whatnot, he and someone tried to pick him up at a party one time or from his house to go to a party, and he answers the door and they're like, "Yo, let's go," and he's like, "No, I'm staying here," and they're like, "Why are you sweating your ass off?" And he's like, "I'm taking 3,000 swings down in the basement," and Mister 3,000 hit got a has 3,000 hit and all that stuff. Like it's like it's just such motivating stuff, and I think it's pretty cool, especially in the world we're living in now, where
Mm-hmm.
everyone's trying to perfect their lives on social media, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's their lives. It's, everyone does that. Everyone's guilty of that, but you gotta there's hard times, and to be able to talk about that stuff or listen to motivational stuff from other people, I think that's very important. And everyone should have someone to vent to and talk to, because that's how you get stuff out, that's how you let it all out instead of making your mind go crazy. So it's cool, I think, us doing this, and hopefully it helps or inspires other people.
Yeah, no. And I think that's how we've really become great friends, Adam, is just like we both um lean on each other and
Yeah.
like we go to each other for, advice or, if something great happened in our day, like, we'll call each other up and be like, but no, like we continue to kind of motivate and push each other uh to be great, which I think is awesome as well.
Well, what's cool is my mentor told me this. To surround yourself with other successful people, because that's going to motivate you to be successful, and um, but also finding your true friends. And he has his
Hmm.
group that he always goes to dinner with and whatnot. And it's cool when we catch up with people who are killing it in the world. But like that could
Yeah.
be our success story. Like friends who are doing it, and it's to me that's a special thing.
Yeah. And you have to find who your true friends are in life.
Yes.
And you know, you have to have that that close-knit group of people that you could
Mm-hmm.
really trust. And that is really hard to come by. Is really being able to trust somebody wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Um, because I've had times where like I've trusted somebody, you know, with everything, like wholeheartedly. And, you know, I've been burned because of it. It's, and seriously, people that I thought were, my best friends. And, when I was going through some really difficult shit, they weren't there for me. Um, but, during that time, you know, I I realized who were my true friends, you know, and you were one of those people, Adam, because when I
I
was
appreciate
seriously, when I was, going through a dark time, like you helped me out, and like I really appreciate that. And everything that you coming to me to design the Out on a Limb logo,
that.
and everything that we've done with Out on a Limb, I'm like super appreciative of that. Um, so I really got to find out who my true friends were, and then who weren't my actual friends. And it's really eye-opening. And
It is.
it's like, wow, like, and I think it's important to really surround yourself with people that have the similar mindset as you, that are motivated individuals that are going to push you, that want to see you succeed in life,
Mm-hmm.
that aren't jealous or envious of you in any way. you know they're going to support you, they're going to have your back no matter what. And I think that's really awesome when you have that small group of people, even if it's just one person. But if you got that one person that believes in you, no matter what, and that's always going to be there for you, you know, that one person can just really change your life. And that's, you know, you need that in life. You need that support system. You need somebody that's going to be cheering you on, that's going to have your back when shit goes sideways.
Right.
Because nobody goes through this life alone. Nobody does it alone. And that's something that I used to believe. That I was like, you know, didn't have a lot of friends, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna do it on my own. Like fuck everybody else. But no, I realized that I do need that support system, even if it's just one or two people. Like just knowing that they're gonna have my back, and like
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have theirs. It's huge. It's huge.
Yeah, and it's a special thing, I'll tell you that. And Julian Edelman's another person where someone didn't believe in him, and his professor wrote a letter to him saying, "I'm sorry," because he told me he wasn't going to make it. And but that was just a side piece. But yeah, I mean, I forget who. I think it was Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds said this, like, when you have a big circle, there's a lot of fake people in it. But when you're stick to your true self, and have the small circle, that's
Yeah,
those are the loyal friends. And so that's another good point to add to this whole thing, to have a close knit group of people, because not everyone is there for your best interest. People might be using you, or using you for who knows, if you have clout or whatnot. But that's another thing,
yeah,
you got to watch out for that, and never be selfish. Don't, I mean, there's times obviously to be selfish, like if you're focusing on yourself, but
exactly. You got to be selfish in that.
you got to be selfish in that. Don't be. There's a good and bad selfish, and that's a different story for another day. But you got
Exactly.
you can't be using anyone either. Never screw anybody over. Always
No.
make sure to pay forward, show respect always. I show you respect, you show me respect. That's how I live my life. But like, because you never know who you're gonna meet, and I know it's getting close to an hour now, so we're gonna try to end it. But we're gonna, obviously keep going with these as we react to future people. We literally I started a Google Doc, and we're gonna have probably 50 names by the end of tonight, just people we
It's
think
gonna be
of.
crazy. Just like we're gonna throw a lot of people in there.
We just threw a lot of people out on this podcast that I didn't even think about at the time, but
No, just
but
coming off the top of our heads, like
well, here I don't know. If there's a working outro too, because like I said, we literally thought about this about 2-3 hours ago now. But I'm gonna always go with my outro. We just went on a limb that you continue to grow this tree by doing something different or be yourself. But for this specific podcast, we're gonna do a cool outro with it, and I mean it's a working
okay.
one, so we'll keep going as the weeks go along. But I want to say maybe we're inspired. What are you the next inspiration? We could say something like that, or I don't know. We could figure out something.
I mean, yeah, we just came up with this idea like a couple hours ago, but it's all gonna work out. We'll come up with something catchy, something
And
that the people will remember.
well, if this catches fire, people can comment inspirational stories maybe they have heard or just want
Yeah,
to share.
comment, people.
Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe, do it all. Um,
Oh, shit.
but yeah, no, I think just hearing from our audience would be super huge. If they have a motivational or inspirational story that they want to share, I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, post your motivational story in there too. I
Like,
mean, it's cool. And
like
then, who knows? Maybe we can read a comment or something about a cool story someone else shared.
that'd be awesome. That would be
Yeah.
awesome. And like we said, without a limb, everyone has a story. And don't be afraid to share that story.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
here, yeah, you can't really see it, but normal sucks be different. Hit on the inside of
normal
the sleeve.
sucks. Be different. That's the motto.
Yes, sir. But yeah, I guess we'll end it here. I'm sure we'll be on the phone tonight, Sean. But
Yeah,
but
no,
yeah,
this was awesome, Adam.
this is a good
I'm glad we're
intro.
doing this.
Me too.
Seriously,
I'm very pumped about this.
very excited for this series. I think this is gonna be awesome. No doubt.
I I think it's gonna hopefully our energy also brings out other people's energy, and you just get pumped, and you're like, let's
Yeah, no.
go.
I love our energy, Adam. We're just back and forth. This is great.
Yes.
But I'm very, very excited. I keep saying that a lot, but I just am. I think this is going to be huge. I'm looking forward to talking about our next person, our first
Our
first
first, who
person.
will it be? Well, I need a drum roll
Who's
for
it
that.
gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
It might be Steph
Man,
Curry just because he hit the record. It might, but we maybe think of someone else, like maybe who knows, The Rock or who knows.
who knows? We've got. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of people to choose from, but
Yeah.
we
Hey,
also got
we could if we become confident, but that'd be cool.
yeah, no, I think that'd be really cool. But
I cannot
we
wait to
could
see
even
that
talk about
movie. We're
Kurt
watching
Warner,
that movie.
with his new movie coming out, American Underdog. I cannot wait. I'm a sucker for
We'll make sure
motivational
we'll make sure
sports
for
movies.
near Christmas.
That is my
I don't know if I'll
genre.
put it out for Christmas just because Christmas is a special day, but we'll make sure to film that about Kurt Warner before Christmas, and maybe I'll schedule it to go out, the 23rd or maybe the 26th or something after it gets released, the movie, because we will talk about Kurt Warner soon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
soon.
we definitely have to talk about his story, because I think his story is unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, I can't wait.
Yes,
We're
sir.
gonna save that for that podcast.
But yeah, so I
For
won't
that
say the
episode, we're gonna
outro
do
yet
it.
because it's
So
working outro, but for this specific, but I will mention my original outro that's always going to be on everything. We just went on a limb that you continue to grow this tree by doing something different to be yourself. Peace.
Peace.